Good evening to our global audience and many thanks for cruising with me on the midweek edition of Primetime News. And for the next 20 odd minutes, we will be taking you through events unfolding within and beyond Namibian borders. I'm Michael Madimba. The courts lead tonight's bulletin. Paragon Investment Holdings lawyer Sisi Namanje, during a press conference earlier today, stated that the company is fully prepared to take over ground handling services at the Hosea Kutako International Airport. Namanje added that Paragon Investment Holdings will no longer tolerate any delaying tactics from Menzies Aviation, who recently lost their bid to extend their services at the airport. Paragon executives Lazarus Jacobs and Desmond Amunyela were also in attendance. Tuesday's High Court ruling denied Menzies' application for another extension. Let's now listen into a portion of earlier today's press conference.
My clients are saying that they are prepared to commence. We do not know whether in the meantime the notice has been given to Menzies or it will be given today, tomorrow, or next week, but we expect, because of the delay caused by all these litigations, we expect that notice to go out as soon as possible. Otherwise our client will be suffering continuous damages and losses because of all this unlawful refusal of a party to leave the airport. Once NAC have given the notice and Paragon has been informed what period that is, Paragon will as a fact prepare in accordance with that notice and will use all the available remedies and resources to ensure that at the expiration of that period, Paragon as a fact will be providing services at that airport. So we will not tolerate a situation where a party in an independent Namibia would allocate to itself a right to ignore court order, including a court order confirmed by the Supreme Court.
We now switch attention to the Omaheke region, where Governor Pheo Nganate noted that human trafficking is not a new phenomenon in the region and Namibia at large, as people have been practicing it while unaware. Nganate made those remarks in a speech delivered on behalf of Deputy Prime Minister Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah at the International Trafficking in Persons Day at Aminus on Tuesday.
Nganate said some of the acts that have been practiced are part of human trafficking. Acts like employing young boys as street vendors, cattle herders, especially from neighboring countries like Angola, and young girls from the San community that are taking care of kids while they're supposed to go to school is human trafficking. The governor further alluded that some of the causing factors contributing to people becoming victims of this act are, among others, poverty and unemployment. He said the aim is to fight poverty in Omaheke, unemployment and poverty, because these acts affect women and children and they need to educate them and make them aware. Speaking at the same event, the Aminus constituency councillor Peter Ngadongominya highlighted that people in his constituency and the entire region should be vigilant, especially with the new road being constructed that will connect different countries. According to the councillor, roads such as the one between Aminus and Aranus are good projects but may also bring problems like human trafficking and other evil acts. Reporting for Primetime News, Diana Kauta.
On to the Kavango East region, where officials from the Rundu Intermediate Hospital have aired concerns about the lack of bed linen, saying staff members are struggling to keep the linen they have clean. This is owing to a washing room that is in disrepair and on the verge of collapse. The officials also revealed the hospital sends its linen to other hospitals and clinics within the vicinity for laundry. Hospital officials additionally took issue with the hospital's lengthy procurement process as well as lethargic action towards the requests. Let's have a listen.
Our machine always getting broken, also no service. Laundry staff members always traveling, sending them to different hospitals and regions for washing our linens and hospital products. We have lack of blankets in Rundu State Hospital and linens for the patients. Lack of theater gowns and scrubs in our hospital.
What is scrubs?
Those are the shirts and trousers they're using in the theater operation. Yes. Lack of laundry bags, these ones, for transporting linens at the wards. Those are very much old. Now we are using plastic. Those ones. No protectional clothes, example overall, gumboots, include uniforms. No general checkup among our staff members. No lockers for keeping our food. We are sharing our food with master and missus and babies of cockroaches during summertime. Our toilets are out of order for 3 years.
Moving on. Minister of Sport, Youth and National Service, Agnes Shongarero, in an exclusive interview with Primetime News, encouraged Namibians to hold hands and work together for the good of athletics, especially in light of the recent achievements by para-athletes on the global stage. Shongarero also called for collaboration and unity within the sporting fraternity. More from this insert.
But the good thing is, if Namibians in general can just learn to hold hands and work together for the good of those athletes. We don't. We like fighting. And with the fighting, we break down the athletes. The moral, everything of the athletes. That's the unfortunate part. If we can just work together, not because he is one and she is one, but for the athletes. Our athletes are the best. They only need that little push and assistance, and they'll excel. Look at the boxers.
Stay tuned for the business segment. Welcome to the Primetime Biz segment, where business, economics and development are topical. Karos Region Governor Aleta Frederick called on government to fast-track the upgrading of the Keetmanshoop Aroab Road in order to provide rural communities with access to essential services.
Frederick made the call on Tuesday when she received members of the National Council Standing Committee on Transport, Infrastructure and Roads. The committee is in the region on a 3-day oversight visit to familiarize themselves with the conditions of the road network, as well as access to various schools and healthcare facilities in rural areas. She said when heavy rains are experienced, it becomes a challenge for the community of Aroab and surrounding areas to travel to Keetmanshoop to access services as the road is washed away. Aroab is a village located some 170 kilometers southeast of Keetmanshoop. Frederick said other roads that need to be upgraded are the Tses Braseba Road, the Noorduve Chibela Road and the Roshpina Asankier Road. On his part, the committee chairperson, Alpheus Kaushiweni, said as much as Namibia is ranked number 1 when it comes to national road connectivity, the same cannot be said when it comes to their rural areas. Reporting for Primetime News, Ishmael Mukvonda.
Newly appointed chairperson of the Namibia Estate Board, Marvel Shombonde, says the adoption of the Property Practitioners Bill by Parliament is one of the board's top priorities. Industrialization and Trade Minister Lucia Ipumbu appointed the new board for a 3-year period on Monday. More from this report.
Shombonde said the board was appointed at a crucial time when the real estate industry in Namibia is entering a stage of transformation with the pending approval of the bill by Parliament. As board members, one of the main priorities in our first year alongside the portfolio minister is to ensure this is adopted as an act of Parliament as soon as possible and implemented efficiently and effectively, she said. Once implemented, Shombonde said, the consumer-centric legislation will restore the credibility of the estate agency profession. She added that the Act will further allow the board to strategically oversee the transformation of the NEAB to the Namibian Property Practitioners Authority, which will be responsible for regulating the affairs of all property practitioners. The new legislation will repeal the Estate Agency Act 112 of 1976. According to the bill, property practitioners are anyone who collects rent on another person's behalf or canvasses for landlords, tenants, buyers or sellers of properties. Shombonde, who is a legal practitioner, is deputized by Abel Sindano, an economist. Other members of board are financial expert Simeon Kahona, human resources specialist Liberty Mupopiwa, and estate agent Dixon Swanepoel. Minister Ipumbu, on her part, called on board members to adhere to corporate governance standards, adding that it is the cornerstone of any institution's success. Reporting for Primetime News, Salima Shumwefeleni Masipa.
That concludes our top news segment for tonight. As now we look at how the weather will shape up tomorrow in the weather forecast, followed by your top roundup. Welcome to Sport Planet, your go-to segment for all things sport in action. Minister of Sport, Youth and National Service, Agnes Shongariro, in an exclusive interview with Sport Planet, revealed that plans are underway to embark on renovations of the Namibian football mecca, the Independence Stadium. Let's have a listen.
If we can have finished stage 1 and 2 and 3 at least, guys can come back and play already, and we can use them. So the pitch, we must take out all those
grass and sand.
and piping,
Okay.
all the pipes there, and put new ones, and start now the whole system there. We must do the change rooms and the toilets and all those there. We must do the sitting.
Around the stadium.
Yes, and we must do the lighting. While we are doing, because it has different stages, if we can do the pitch, the change rooms, so let's say the lighting, while we are doing the sitting, they can
start playing.
Yeah.
And what about athletics? Because the tartan track also, which
very
stage?
important. Together with when you do this, the pitch, do the tartan.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you do the pitch and not the tartan, later you bring the machinery again, it damages some of the things. So finish those together.
On to some Premier League football. Chelsea are reportedly the subject of a Premier League investigation for alleged breaches of financial regulations during Roman Abramovich's time at the club. Now, it has been reported current owners Todd Boehly and the Clear Lake Capital Consortium, who took over last summer after Abramovich was forced to sell following sanctions as a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, flagged the potential issue to the Premier League and Football Association. Chelsea said in a statement, at the time their new owners became aware of potential impropriety when carrying out a thorough due diligence process prior to the purchase. We will await and see the outcome of this one. Stay tuned for your sports roundup. This is where we dock for the night. Many thanks for cruising with me on the midweek edition. Another one beckons tomorrow. From myself, Michael Madimba, and the creative force behind the scenes. It's good night.